I'm gonna start this video by saying that I went to my Akashic Council and asked them to share how they would describe themselves, and I am not filtering what it is that they shared, so some of the language might be a little bit different than you may be used to hearing from me. And then I also asked them to share a message for the collective and for whoever needs to hear it for the month of September of 2021. Now, with that said, please do let me know down in the comment section below if you have questions about maybe some of the terms that are being used or some of the concepts that are being explained, and I am happy to either answer in the comments or to do a whole other video on some of those questions. So let me know down in the comment section if this resonates or if you have additional questions that you would be interested in learning more about. If you want your own specific message, please do reach out. The link to work with me is in my description box below this video, so definitely click on that if you would like your own individual message, or if you have a specific question in your life that you're really looking to gain some soul alignment and some clarity around. While you're there, click on the subscribe button and the notification bell because you're there anyway. And if you are interested in hearing more of these like monthly messages from the council, please do give this video a thumbs up, as well as share it out into your community and your space. Whoever needs to hear these messages and better understand the council, I would love for you to share. You can tag me at the Simply CA on Instagram, or just link them straight back to this video or my website, thesimply.ca. Okay, let's get into how the council decided to explain themselves, and then I will jump into the message that they wanted to share for September of 2021. So starting off, your council is a collective of entities that have been with your soul through its entire journey. And they call themselves guides, essentially. Now, while you're human, you don't remember them, but they know your entire soul's journey, as well as why your soul selected to experience this life in this timeline, in this location, in this socioeconomic background, in this physical form. They know why your soul chose this expression and this experience. And then they're here to guide you and to remind you as to why you decided to do this. Now, for most humans, we don't remember that we made this selection and that we have this council here with us, guiding us. But even when we don't know that they're here, even when we are not connected with them in a conscious way, they are here and they are with you and they are guiding you. They will redirect you. They will put blocks in your way. They will put the right people in your path so that you can follow that forwards. So that message, that knowing of, oh, I should pursue this, or I need to step back and reevaluate and reassess. They are there with you, assisting you in all of those unconscious, deep soul knowings. And their core focus is to keep you on track as best they can to fulfill the lessons and the mission that your soul needed to experience and needed to learn this time through. So whether that is individual karma, whether that is interpersonal karma, whether it is a growth and development or a pattern that needs to be broken or something that needs to be healed, they're here with you to help you to achieve that mission. Now, that said, we do have free will. And so they're here, they're helping, but we can choose not to follow those cues. We can choose to be blinded to those cues. And that's part of it all. And our soul goes and reassesses and reevaluates. So definitely, when it feels like they're not supporting you, they are. And when it feels like you're off path, you are. And when it feels like something serendipitous happens for no particular reason, there is a reason for it to come forwards. Now, the other thing that they wanted to share is that some councils are more hands-on and some councils are more hands-off. So your soul and your council have an energetic relationship that has been developed over millennia or more. It's been developed through human lifetimes as well as non-human lifetimes. And it has been developed in the spirit world outside of incarnating. And that relationship dictates how your guides, how your council interact with you while you are experiencing a lifetime. So some councils are more hands-on and others are more hands-off. And they are there no matter what, if they're hands-on or hands-off. It's for you to recognize and develop and to know deep within you that the messages that you're receiving, the redirections that spur up for no reason, are there because your council is here to guide you. So from what my council has shared with me, from what I have interpreted, typically a council is no fewer than 3 members, and the average seems to be somewhere around 5 to 7. Now, some councils might be bigger, but there's just like a few that you're interacting with or that kind of present themselves forwards. And with that, anytime you are talking with a council or talking through a reader with your council, usually there's one entity that is selected to be the spokesperson. So it might not be the same spokesperson each time. There might be a different spokesperson based on, and I use the word person, different spoke entity for any given lesson or for any given moment. So maybe you have someone who's a little bit firmer, and then another one that has a little bit more compassion or sort of that like motherly vibe. There are so many different ways that they'll show up and present themselves, and that's all to help you to facilitate those movements. So one of them might step in and like be the one that kind of hits you over the head with a metaphorical frying pan, and another might gently, softly steer or coax you with those internal knowings. And if you do ever either directly connect with your council or have a reader such as myself connect with your council, they may show up as a human form, they may show up as energies or orbs or angels, but they may also show up as galactic beings from other experiences of your soul's knowledge, from your soul's lifetimes. Some souls are more connected to animals or nature, and entities might show up as those forms as well. So definitely the core message is that your council is going to show up to you how you are receptive to receiving them, but also to show you what you need to know to remember your mission, your purpose, and reconnect with your soul's truth. For example, you may be someone as a starseed experiencing earthly experiences, and you may be too connected to what it means to be human and trying too hard. And so someone may connect with your council, or you may connect with your council, and all of a sudden all you see are galactic entities, and you're like, what is going on? It's because they want to remind you that your soul is not human in form, and so they're here to present another version to you to trigger that remembering that you are not human by nature, and to disconnect or to remember that you're here as a soul experiencing being human. Now, finally, they just wanted to have you know that they are always here. They are always guiding you. They are always with you. So even though some are more hands-off, even though you may not feel connected to them, just know that you can always reach out to them, and you can build up that relationship with them either personally or through a reader. You can have someone else, such as me, the link is down in the description box to book a session, recognize and help you to connect with your council. So that is what they wanted to share with you today about who they are and why they are here. They are deeply connected and invested in your soul's journey and your soul's growth and your soul's evolution. And they are here whether you are consciously aware of them or not. So they are here to support you and see you through and move you forwards in your soul's journey and evolution. Okay, with that, they also shared a bit of a message about September of 2021, and I will do my best to convey that message to you with all of my human ego stepping to the side and trying to use my words as best as I can to represent the message that they wanted to share today. So initially, they shared with me this experience of turmoil and discomfort and the feeling of pretty much everything being flipped upside down and spun around. So the messaging there and the purpose there is that we haven't fully surfaced all of these challenges that have previously been rumbling under the surface, and they need to be brought forward so that they can be made conscious so that we can address them. Now, they wanted to be clear that this is not coming forwards in order to create pain and suffering. This pain and suffering has already existed. It's that it is being brought forwards into awareness of the collective so that it can be addressed. It's coming forwards to activate us and to direct our attention and our awareness to the core of the challenges that we're facing. Now, part of that message that came forwards was that there's a lot of distraction in what is being brought forwards and up to the surface. So they shared with and consistently returned back to some core values to keep in mind as these things are being brought up. So the core values they really wanted to share are equity, dignity, love, compassion, and respect. Again, those core values are equity, dignity, love, compassion, and respect. And their message is that although there are going to be a lot of distractions that bubble up and a lot of noise that comes to the surface, everything boils back down to those core values. Are we treating and being treated and expressing and experiencing equity, dignity, compassion, love, and respect? And so when you think about what can I do and you think about action, they don't want us all to try and do everything. We can't. We can't try and fix everything. We can't try and do everything. And so what they meant to share is really this core of these values. And no matter what it is that you're stepping forwards into, no matter what it is that you're presenting, whether it be to others, to the environment, to planet Earth, to yourself, it's always to come back to, am I in this space? Am I holding this soul pillar? Am I holding this foundation of equity, dignity, love, compassion, and respect? And they also wanted to share that we don't actually have to do anything. You don't have to take to the streets. You don't have to post on social media. You don't have to have those difficult conversations. You can do this through embodying those values. Living your life returning to and based upon presenting yourself and your actions through those values are enough. Now, some of you are doers. And so as you are doing, as you are taking action external to the way that you represent yourself, remember that it is important to take those actions with those core values as well. And they wanted to remind us all not to lose ourselves, not to lose ourselves in the distraction, in the rhetoric, in the stories, in the abuses, in the fears, and to consistently return back to those 5 core values: equity, dignity, love, compassion, and respect. They also needed to share that this turmoil will continue as long as we need it to. As long as it takes for us to remember our truth, our soul, as long as it takes for us to remember that we are stronger together than we are divided. And so in this, it is easy to get swept away. And so they remind you again and again and again. They were very repetitive. Focus on what exists in your immediate surroundings. Focus on what exists within yourself and how you are representing yourself in your immediate world around you. You don't need to worry about the big picture. This message is to get out to everyone who needs to hear it. And each and every one of us focusing on our immediate circle around us in each one of our locations is going to help us all expand the message. So keep coming back to these core values: equity, dignity, love, compassion, and respect in how you present yourself, how you represent yourself, how you speak to those around you, as well as how you speak to yourself, how you take action, how you impact others. Remind yourself to come back to yourself and to these 5 core values over and over and over again. And you can forgive others without them being ready to forgive you. Don't waste your energy in fighting. Don't waste your energy in fear. Don't waste your energy in pushing against. Return to these 5 core values, and you can forgive others without them needing to forgive you. You can forgive others without them even knowing that you're forgiving them. And if it feels like a whirlwind around you, keep returning back to the pillar of strength, the pillar of your soul, the pillar of these 5 core values. We will get through this, and each and every one of us can continue to hold ourselves in these 5 core values. September does look like a whirlwind. It does look like everything is getting tipped upside down, and yet we can be a pillar of strength while everything is spinning around us. Continue to return to equity, dignity, love, compassion, and respect for yourself, for your actions, and for those in your immediate surroundings. The ripple has power. The ripple has impact, and all you have to do is to continue to stay true within your own self and your own immediate space, your own immediate environment, and that ripple will expand out around you.